Yes. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Aim a Little Higher podcast. We have been on a slight hiatus, I think it's fair to say. To be honest, from April, May onwards, it was crazy. We were on the road non-stop. We were
back to back, but
absolutely, all over the country. It was a really, really busy time. So now it's summer holidays. We've got a little bit of time to sit down, record a podcast. We've got so much planned. The podcast is back, baby. It's also a video podcast now, so you can view the video on YouTube. We'll give you the best highlights from the show. But it's not just me today. I'm joined by the one, the only.
It is me. It is Storm. I am here yet again. I know that you all missed me. It's okay. You don't have to tell me. Actually, do tell me in the comment section below.
Oh dear. But no, it's good to be back. It's good to be back in podcast mode. We've got like some new cool equipment that should hopefully make life a bit easier to be consistent with it. But
we got sound effects.
Yeah, I mean, pick one. What are we going for?
I want this one. It's pink. Aww.
That's cute. It's like a harp.
Yeah.
Oh, crickets. So someone tells a bad joke.
So you need to get used to this one. I need to get used to that one.
I'm going to wait for your story so you can get this one.
Oh, lovely. What's this one? I see.
So if I don't get the reaction I need for my jokes...
You fake it.
That's where I'm going, just so we're clear. So if anyone hears that... Oh, not that. That one. Oh, dear. Anyway, we're back in, and this episode, we wanted to talk about a subject that actually has come up due to a request from a school where they wanted us to come in and speak to students about the realities of social media. How did you find that day?
The social media talk that we did in the school was very enlightening. I think they told us more than they intended to purely by their reactions.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people didn't realise that you can access things very easily, and even though it says that you can't, there are ways around it.
Yeah.
So very
I think
enlightening.
one of the biggest shocks people had was the realities of Snapchat.
Yeah.
Actually, when it comes to Snapchat, though you're sending a message and it disappears, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's there forever.
And
if someone's got a different kind of app, then they can just download it without you even knowing that they've opened it. So
yes, that is a thing.
There was an interesting reaction we got when we mentioned
Very interesting reaction.
Oh dear. So I mean, social media is I guess it's one of those double-edged swords, because I'm not one of these people who's like anti-social media. I think there's a lot of good uses for it. It's just, are you using it as an aware user, or are you using it blind?
Yeah, I think my first question to you is, you didn't grow up with social media, so what was it like when it was first introduced back in the... I mean, I didn't grow up with it either. Just to clarify, I didn't grow up with it either. I think it came in when I was like in primary school.
Yeah.
So even then, I didn't fully grow up with social media.
Do you know what? It is a weird one, because I didn't grow up with your sort of usual standard social media. I grew up with social media that was like... what's the first thing? I had AOL, and it had chat rooms, and in chat rooms you had moderators, and the moderators were watching the chat, making sure no one was being rude, no one was being cheeky. The rules were, you could ask A/S/L, age, sex, location. How old are you? Are you male or female? And what location do you live in? And when you say location, I mean, you'd say England.
Yeah.
You'd maybe say London. That's it. And if anyone gave more information, the moderators would jump in, delete your message and say, hey, don't share your privacy. Yeah, genuinely. There weren't really any open forums where you could speak without a moderator seeing it.
Yeah. Message
boards about different subjects people were into, even those were moderated. So everything was like, hey, come and use the internet, but you're a child, you're on a child's account, and it's being watched. Yeah. That was probably my first experience, and that was primary school. After that, it was, I want to say MySpace and Bebo.
Fair.
Never got into MySpace, really. Bebo was amazing.
Was it?
Change your own background, add music, like you shared one love a day and like who you're gonna give it to.
Oh,
You could
that's
arrange your
nice.
top friends.
Little
If-
community.
Yeah, if you're really techie, you could like decide who, like how deep you wanted to go. You could have like music when people land on. You could like edit your page and it looked more like a website page. It was awesome. Absolutely loved Bebo. And then we went down the.
Yeah.
Then we got into the mainstreams.
I think the earliest social media I remember was Facebook. Because I wasn't
Okay.
allowed anything before. And Facebook was only in like year 6 or year 5. For me, I very distinctly remember being in primary.
Okay.
Because my primary school friend at the time was like, I'll make you a Facebook. So we had like a
Oh.
whole session where we made an email address. We made a Facebook.
So you actually got dragged into social media by somebody else.
Yeah, I was put in there by my friends because they all had Facebook and I didn't because I wasn't allowed it at the time.
I was about to ask, was it you like, I'm not into the social media thing, or was someone stopping you?
Yeah, my mum was like, you're literally 10 years old. What do you need? What do you need a Facebook for? You see your friends every day at school.
In real life.
Yeah, like, it's crazy, right? And I think, aside from that, there was all of the, like, online games, like Moshi Monsters and all of that sort of thing that was there. But that's my very earliest memory is Facebook.
Do you ever have a Neopet?
No.
Okay, there's a website called Neopets. And
I've heard of it, though.
Oh, it was
Heard of
amazing. It was amazing. I'm geeking out now.
There was, what's the penguin one?
Oh my gosh, yes.
What's it? Club Penguin.
Club Penguin on Miniclip.
Yeah,
Miniclip.
that was the one. That was the one.
Do you know what? That was close to social media, I guess. In
Yeah,
that,
'cause
like,
you could
go and
chat.
chat and
Yeah.
talk to people. Hilarious.
And
Oh my
again,
gosh.
with that, it was like you couldn't even type certain words straight
Yeah.
away, blocked.
Yeah.
And it was like you violated, without even sending what you were going to say, it was like you violated the terms, you're
Yeah.
blocked, you can't speak now.
Yeah.
So they were really on it.
Absolutely. What happened? Like,
Literally what happened.
Do you remember where the shift was? Because for me, I feel like it was Facebook,
Yeah.
where I got onto Facebook and it was like, oh, okay, I can
Say
there's a bit
whatever I
more-
want.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, there's a bit more
Yeah.
freedom here. I can just talk. I can.
Yeah, I think Facebook is when people realised that they could hide behind a screen and be whoever they wanted to be. Because there was no real checks on Facebook to say that you were actually who you said you were. You could be whatever you wanted.
True.
I remember a lot of my friends didn't even use their real names. They used usernames on Facebook.
Clever.
So it was just like, Unicorn 347 has sent you a friend request. And it was like, okay, just accept that then.
Be whoever you want to be.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's so different, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now it's sort of like a free for all,
Yeah.
and say what you want to who you want when you want. Do you know what I might start doing when we do podcasts? Is like turn off my notifications
Yeah, it might be a good
so it
idea.
doesn't keep on going. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I'm sorry. So, I guess the most important thing then, if we did like, we're gonna do a few episodes on social media.
Yeah.
Where would our first landing point be of what we feel like needs to be covered when we're talking about social media? Because it's one of them subjects where we could probably talk forever.
Yeah.
And-
I think we will never run out of material in terms of social media.
I guess the first question that I enjoyed asking when we were with the students was, what's the product?
Yeah.
Like, what's the product on offer? When you hear that question, what do you think? When you think about social media, what do you think of the product being?
I think now I have quite a deeper understanding of social media, so I know what the product
Yeah.
is. But I think back before, I wouldn't know how to answer that question because I would just be like, what do you mean product? It's social media. I just use it to talk to my friends. There isn't a product.
Yeah.
But now, after knowing what it is, I know that I am quite literally the product.
You
Yes.
are the product. Yeah, because it's like a thing of, you're on social media creating an account through their system,
Yeah.
give them your details, and they're watching you.
And it's free. Why is it free?
Nothing's free.
No.
Nothing's free. There's always something. And yeah, we're going to give you a community to communicate with people all around the world. You're going to be able to call them through audio. You're going to be able to do video calls. We're not going to charge you a penny for the privilege. Think about when we were younger, if you wanted to call an uncle or auntie in Jamaica or wherever your family were or friends were, to pick up that phone, my parents were like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
You think you're calling are you nuts?
Had to go to the corner shop, buy one
Right.
of those £5
Yeah,
little cards.
that's
Yeah.
it. And I remember actually, geez, now we're going back. My mama sending you to the shop and you get like these Digicel cards and
Yeah.
oh my gosh. So the companies come in and say, don't pay for any of that. It's all completely free. And we're like, oh, great. Yeah,
and it happens
thanks.
quick in a second.
Yeah.
You're connected, no problems.
Yeah, it's deep. So the product really isn't the platform or access to the platform. The product is you and your data.
And all those terms and conditions that you don't read before you sign them. Why is there 7 pages of terms and conditions if there is nothing happening in the background?
Yeah, this is it. And again, it's not to like scare you and say, oh,
No.
never use social media again. It's like, go and use it, but be fully aware. And actually, if you can use a fake name,
Why not?
why not? And not as in like pretend to be someone. Like, don't go full catfish out here. I just mean, while you're young, use a username. Like you said, unicorn352, awesome. My email address when I was younger was the dancer, DA-dancer. Do you know what I mean? And like DJ Caramel before that,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's no need for your real name to be out there, especially with these things like the TikTok craze we've got going on and Snapchat and all those things where you're really recording in your house, you're recording in your personal space, you're recording on your street, you're recording all these identifiable places.
Yeah.
We don't need you to now add your name to that as well.
No.
So,
I don't think people understand how much you can find out just by someone's name. Just having your first and last name, I can go onto your Facebook, find your page, find your parents, find your extended family, figure out what kind of area you live in. And now
anytime
I
you've
know
appeared
that.
in the newspaper.
Yep. Anytime you've walked outside taking a video, I now know the area that you roughly live in.
Yeah.
I can find your school from knowing that, and it's like all of a sudden I know everything about you.
It's scary, isn't it? When you like really think about it and break it down, it's like, oh snap, that we're giving a lot of information away to these people. And this is the same platform that used to tell you age, sex, location, use your first name only, never use your surname.
Yeah.
Give your general address, don't get specific. And we've gone from that to this, which is like, hey, tell us everything. Tell the world everything. And I sit here might seem like a bit of a hypocrite because all my social media is my name. But that was a conscious choice made. And when I think about it, I was probably like 17, 18, like, to be fair as well.
Yeah.
When I started exploring into the other platforms. I say that, someone's going to be like, oh, well, I've looked up your account. It was open in 2000. But I was like deciding I'm going to go into the world and be more like a public figure in a sense. Like I was Youth MP and it was like, I don't be Youth MP using my real name. And then if you need me online, I'm like, oh yeah, DJ Caramel. It's like, okay, I don't know if that matches up. So there's a time and a place. It's just, wait, there's no rush.
Or if you really want to use your name that badly, just put your account on private. And that's all you need to do. Just put it on private and then do what you want to do because you choose who can access your material then.
It's so
and
true.
hopefully it's only people that you actually know that's having access to that.
Oh, you remember the old days of like, how many friends do you have? How many friends do you have? Yeah, I've got 3,840 friends. And they all say happy birthday to me once a year. So they are definitely
Best
my real
of friends.
friends.
Do you remember when chat rooms also had like kind of not a warning, but they would say things like, remember, don't disclose any information. And that was the first thing you see when you open a chat room. And now it's just like, say hi.
Yeah, literally. The privacy. I think as a nation, as a world, as a society, we've given up on privacy. And we're sort of letting it go and saying, do you know what? Privacy, convenience, and convenience is winning way more. And we're giving out more and more information, which... pros and cons.
Yes.
Mainly cons, but there are some pros. Like I say, you get the convenience, but you need to go into it knowing that you're a product and knowing that the reason it's all free is because we'd like to use your data to go and sell against advertisers. I can run an advert right now selling our Aim Not Higher shirts against the exact demographic I want. I can adjust your age, I can look at your likes and your interests, what kind of pages you like. I can use that so I can group friends, so some of your friends follow, I can go, right, run an advert against their friends. It gets deep. If you like fish and chips, I'm going to put it like people who like fish and chips, people who have searched recently for clothes. So the cookies are watching, well, this person searched recently for clothes, and now's a good time to put an advert. It's deep. It's actually deep. Like, the product is get all you people on one platform, get your data, and now go and sell that to marketers and let them run adverts against you. again, is that fair? I mean,
To an extent, I would say it's fair.
yeah. I mean, you get access to
Everything.
everything.
The world.
The world. Free calls, free video calls. You can message. I follow like uncles and cousins and aunties that I haven't seen for years, and it's the way of keeping up and seeing how their lives are going and stuff, and that's nice. So there's definitely a plus to it, and if you think it's fair, then crack on and just use it wisely. If you think it's unfair, delete your account. Simple. And be free from it. You don't have to be there. Social media is not compulsory, though I know for some people it feels like it is. But
do you think that the flexing culture kind of brought in that wave of nothing being private anymore?
Like when we all got really comfortable with just saying like, hey, look how well I'm doing. Look
at my house, look at my car, look at all the achievements I've done. And then slowly it stemmed to, look where I'm going to eat, look where I'm staying, look at what countries I'm traveling to. And now you have to show everything, otherwise it didn't happen.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's definitely a contributing factor.
Yeah.
Definitely, because how can you show off if you're not showing off? Kind of thing. So, yeah, I think that massively made a difference. And I think every time there's an update or they ask you to add information, I think we just slowly stopped caring. And it was like, oh, there's a blank spot on my social page. Why is that blank? Oh, it needs me to put in my town. All right, cool. Boom, town. Okay, cool. That looks a bit better. And I think almost automatically you started to...
And got desensitized to it all.
Yeah. The big difference, when I think about it, actually was tagging friends. When you could start tagging friends in photos...
Everyone went crazy when that happened.
Oh my gosh. When you could start tagging your friends, it was like...
Every opportunity to tag someone, I was tagging them.
Yeah.
Like, you were there, and they're going to know you were there.
100%. I feel like that was probably the biggest shift in privacy to me.
Yeah.
Because before I had the control. I've gone to this house party, or I've gone out and played football here, or whatever I've done. I've got the pictures of me and my mates, and I'm going to save them because they're for me and my mates, and, we'll look back later. Now, all of a sudden, it was like, you've been tagged. I've been tagged in what? Where? Where was I? And sometimes it's not even the nicest picture.
To all of the friends of mine who have tagged me in bad pictures, I have seen you, and you're on my list.
It's so true. Because I'm trying to think if there was ever a time where you had to accept a tag or not.
Oh, I don't know. I know there was a time where you can remove yourself from tag pictures. And I do that to this day because, no, you are not catching me. It's not happening. I don't know if there was a permission thing, though. There might have been.
Yeah.
Right at the start.
I can't remember. I can't remember if that's, like, just a good idea or if I'm like, no, it used to be that we could ask. I know you've definitely, like say, you can remove them. But I think that was a huge shift because as soon as you've given away the ability to choose when you appear on social media, and granted, you can get rid of the tag, but by that point, it's...
How many people have seen it?
It's out there.
Yeah.
Especially the way the algorithm used to work, where it would literally, like, almost put that to the forefront, where you'd go through your newsfeed and it'd be like, hey, look, this person's been tagged. 17 of your friends have been tagged.
Yeah. And it would show it not only to the people who follow that person, but your followers as well, because you're tagged in the picture. So you can't even control the fact that it's not on your feed. Everyone is going to see that.
They went out their way to tell your people, hey, listen, Stall's not online yet. But before she comes, look, she's been tagged. Come and judge. Yeah, I genuinely think that moment was a big change. And from there, it was free game. Like, share as much as you want.
Do you remember when like the YouTube vlogging thing was trending and people would do house tours and stuff? Yeah, that was nuts to me. Because why do I know your full layout of your house?
Yeah.
From your doorstep to your back door. Yeah. I know everything.
Yeah. Do you know what? As someone who's... and it seems really weird because on the one hand, I'm like, hey, my name, my real name. But if you go on my social, you're not going to see my house.
Yeah.
You actually won't see my house. You won't see... When I get like... Oh, we got the kitchen done. I didn't post it up online. Like, you don't know the layout of my house.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to know the layout of my house. Like, no. It's too far. You might have seen some pictures of me and the kids in the garden. You'll see maybe the office and the studio. You ain't seen the inside of my house. And like you say, it was like, here's the front door. Walk in. Take a right here and you'll get to the lounge.
Here is my security system. Use code to deactivate it. And it was like, what?
Oh, man, it's so true. It's. I think we're just giving up privacy.
Yeah.
We're just giving up privacy. Like, we don't value privacy as much as we used to. I think it's funny. I look at rappers sometimes. And I used to think, why don't you use your real name? Actually, I think
Makes sense.
I think you're onto something there. Where like actually we don't know what your real name is unless we do some like serious research.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's a tough one, and I've fallen deep into the trap myself of like, I want to be a public figure and use my real name, which now I'm older, I look back like, why? Why? You could have, when I danced, when I used to dance, my nickname was like K Slick,
Of course.
obviously. So
Very fitting.
so, you know, it was like, all right, cool, K Slick, K Slick, K Slick. All my stuff said K Slick, my jumper said K Slick. And that was cool because you had no reference to my surname or just K Slick. And I don't know why I stopped that really. I should just continue with a nickname. But you win some, you lose some, I guess.
Yeah, plus my name, most people think it's a nickname anyways. Like, they don't even believe that it's my real name. So if I was going by my name, like just my first name, I don't think it'll be that much of a problem. But having a name like that also makes me very easily identified.
Yes.
Because if you were to just like type in, if it was just my name, Storm, first thing that comes up would be me.
Yeah.
There's no question.
I found that a lot because I'll be in a school and kids, but I found your social. I'm like, oh wow, how? I haven't even told you my surname yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your name's Kamal. Like, I type in Kamal, you pop up.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're not first, 'cause there's a famous cricketer called Kamal. But even if you're not first,
They'll find you.
You're there. Yeah, it's so true. It's so true.
I was quite proud that they couldn't find that much about me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for the listeners, what we did is we told all these students,
Yeah.
right? My name's Kamal. This is Storm. You've got 5 minutes. Go onto the internet and see what you can find out about us. And they were like, oh, can we get your surname? Nope. Can we get your... Nope. Can we get it? No. You've got our name. Go. And they came back with information.
About you. About you.
Yeah.
Me and my social media, I don't post much, but when I do, I don't really post backgrounds or anything. It's usually just blank walls. I might tag a friend or two, but I don't really do locations and stuff like that. So I think the only things they could find out was I had siblings
Yep.
and that I had my hair done at some point.
Yes.
And I think that was the extent of it, really. There wasn't anything else. It was like very vague
Yeah.
bits of information. Some were correct, some weren't.
That's true.
But not that much about, like, you couldn't find me
Yeah.
from my social media, which I thought was quite good. But we gave them 5 minutes.
Yeah, true. And some of them were like little investigators, and if we gave them
Yeah.
20, it might have been a different story.
Yeah.
But that was really, really revealing, especially to them, of like, oh, this is really all it takes to find out the information. And the info they found on me was...
They knew everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. They came prepared.
They didn't know about this task beforehand. And they still found everything.
Yeah. Kids. Knew how many kids I had, knew my wife's name, knew where I got married.
They found your license plate and you don't post your license plate.
That creeps me out.
That was insane.
I'm not gonna lie. That creeps me out because I'm very deliberate with what's online. So I
Yeah.
knew what you'd be able to find. I know what you can't find. My car is one of those things that's in the can't find list. So the fact they found it, and I think what they did might have been they went on to... I don't even know how they do it. I know they started to go through like Eliza's pages and everything, and
The only thing I can think of is when we did that TikTok. But even then, we were very conscious. We were quite conscious to not get your license plate in it, unless when Luke was running. If you haven't seen that TikTok, aim a little higher on TikTok. But yeah, that's the only thing I can think of that would maybe have your license plate.
It's that creeped me out. That hugely creeped me out because I like to think I'm very deliberate on social, and they caught me slipping and have my plate, and that's scary because from the plate you can go and you can pay money and you can find whatever info you need to find. So yeah, it's a scary time. It's a scary time.
And it was interesting, like just how much fun they found the actual activity, and then as soon as we were like, "Do you get the point now?" It was a complete energy shift. It was like, "Oh wait, no." That was too easy to find out all of that. Yeah. I need to go and now check what I'm posting.
For real.
And you like physically felt that shift. It went very serious very quickly.
For real. It was I think that was probably one of the most powerful moments in the social media sort of workshop, because you saw them almost like have this awakening of like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
Like the things I'm putting out there are leading to info about me. That and the disappearance.
Try that again.
That and the reality of disappearing messages. I think those two things were the biggest. Like, oh snap!
Yeah.
I'm taking pictures in my school uniform. That's got my logo. I'm using my name. I'm using my and I'm in the town centre.
Reverse image search blew their minds.
Reverse image search blew my mind when you told me about it. That's
very, very scary concept. If you don't know what reverse image search is, it's literally as it states. You can get a picture from anywhere on the internet and go to a website, upload the picture, and you can find out things like landmarks in the picture, so find out locations, anything that gives information or information is found online, it will tell you. Yeah, very scary.
Yeah, that seemed like the appropriate.
That was right on cue.
Man, yeah, that's a lot. And this is what I mean. Like, you are the product. How much information you're putting out there? Are you controlling the information you're putting out there? And is the information you're putting out there leading back to the end result you want?
Yeah.
Because I think social media is very powerful if you use it correctly. I don't actually think there's a whole bunch of value in the social aspect to a degree, which sounds really odd, but
I agree.
I don't, with my closest friends, my closest people, I don't necessarily interact with them through social media.
No, me neither.
I might send like a DM in reaction to their story or something like that, like, haha, that's funny, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's it. I'm not like, oh, I wonder how Jamal is today. Let me go through his social media and see what he's up to.
Yeah, it's not like that. And
no,
all of the
text him.
conversations, exactly. All the conversations I have are usually just me texting you.
Yeah.
I won't DM you to have a conversation or
No.
like Snapchat you to have a conversation. I'll just text you.
It's purely a reaction, isn't it?
Yeah.
You put it on your story, haha, that's funny.
Yeah.
Or typical you, or blah, blah, blah.
And that's it.
And then you move, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. There's a couple people I've met online that have been like great contacts, but even again, that's business. It's like business relationships and going like that. So yeah, it's crazy out there. But like we say, the goal isn't for you to be like, social media. It's for you to be aware of what it is, use social media to your advantage, or don't use social media because you're not willing to make the exchange of convenience and nosiness for your data, and you control it. But you can still enjoy it. You just got to be clever about what you're doing.
Yeah, like we said at the start, we are doing a number of podcasts under the social media topic, but like Kamal said, it's not to scare you. We're just equipping you with the information that you need to make these decisions.
100%. And if you've got like a young person in your life who is on you for getting social media. So I've got 2 daughters, as you all probably know. One's 6, so she's at the age now where she's like aware of it, but there's no way she's getting it. And if I have my way, she won't have it till she's 32. Now, her mum is a little bit more relaxed than me, and maybe she'll let it happen earlier. But even Eliza didn't have... When I met her, she had Facebook, and that's it. And she only had Facebook because at her job, they used to arrange shifts through a Facebook group.
Yeah.
So it just became inconvenient that she couldn't jump in on shifts and was losing out on money where she could have worked, but she didn't know. And that's the only reason she had it.
Yeah.
Now she's on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, but... So we met when I was 19, she was 18, I think, when we met. So that's she survived. Yeah. She survived her whole childhood without social media, and she seems to be fine. And she seems to have like social skills and can
crazy. Who would have guessed?
So if you have a young person in your life, and maybe this is useful for you to know actually.
Yeah. So
that you know what they're getting into, and you're prepared to have a conversation, not on the level of hey, you just can't. You can break it down and have a sensible conversation with the young person in your life. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think we do have to be realistic with the fact that social media is going to be around forever now. It's just a thing that's there. It's one of the biggest tools in the world.
Yeah.
So, us to tell you not to use it would be silly.
Absolutely. So, it's definitely not that.
Yeah.
But we hope you find this useful. What we're going to do between now and the next podcast as well is on Instagram, like, open it up for some questions and that kind of thing to see what your concerns and worries are about social media. So if you're with the Aim a Little Higher podcast. Follow Aim a Little Higher on Instagram. We'll be posting up little question slots. And if you missed the question slot, you can just send a DM with your question. Okay, don't feel like it's gone, I've missed my opportunity. Just shoot it away anyway, and it's absolutely fine. But yeah, other than that, looking forward to getting into this topic and finding out a bit more about
it's going to be fun.
the realities of social media. It's going to be informative, fun, and a little bit scary.
Yeah, slightly scary.
Thank you very much for listening. If you are interested in the social media workshop that we did at that school, like us do at your school, we're at www.aimalittlehigher.com. You can have a look at the programs and workshops that we offer, and we'd love to come and work with your young people and teach them about the realities.
Yes.
See you all next week. Peace. What's your thing? I've said peace. What are you?
Bye, guys.
Yay.
That was good.
That was 31
One
minutes.
take.